Great Britain, recognizing that child-affirming care, i.e. child mutilation, is wrong.
He ain't lying.
And they're doing something that the U.S. refuses to do.
Woo!
I'm Jasper Gonzo, and this is What's Next. Hey, what's up, guys? Jasper Gonzo here, another episode of What's Next, your daily dose, as always, common sense and facts. Happy Wednesday. Well, normally my daily is a 2-video day, but because of time restraints, I'm only going to give you one. Well, and I hope this is a good one. Groomerville. Yes, we go back to that ugly, dark, dank, cringe-filled, destructive, demonic place where, sadly, kids are being sacrificed. Well, one country is doing something about it. Great Britain. Yes, Great Britain, home of the illegals, just like we do. Home of terrorism, just like we have. But they've recognized that child-affirming care, i.e. child mutilation, is wrong, and they're sounding the alarm. This, coming out of Breitbart. U.S. medical establishment pushes genital mutilation, chemical castration on children as the U.K. sounds the alarm. Demonic. As American medical officials are encouraging gender transitions for children, British doctors are placing heavy restrictions on transitional drugs and procedures for all persons under 18. Thank God. The UK's National Health Service is warning that children who believe that they are trans are merely going through a phase. Yeah, remember those? And doctors should encourage them against using preferred pronouns and other names. While British doctors are placing strict bans on puberty blocker prescriptions, even shutting down a trans clinic because of child safety, and replacing therapists with medical doctors, the American medical establishment and federal government are pushing full steam ahead on supporting child mutilation. Quote, in the absence of valid research that can provide solid data on risks and benefits of so-called social transitions, puberty blockers, hormones, irreversible surgical procedures, the NHS has called for a halt to gender-affirming care, quote unquote. Do not harm, Chairman Dr. Stanley Goldfarb told Breitbart. Instead, the NHS is now requiring intense psychological counseling and psychiatric care. Wow, what a concept. Attack the mind before the body is destroyed. First, to ascertain the suitability of life-altering set of treatments for any child who's expressing gender dysphoria. Earlier this month, however, America's left-wing medical establishment, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Medical Association, and the Children's Hospital Association, sent a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland and his jackbooted thugs, asking him to investigate and prosecute those who disagree with the purported panacea-style conclusion on how to treat children showing signs of gender dysphoria. Yes, all pearl clutching and their butt clenching and rectum clenching. Yeah, pathetic. President Joe Dementia also weighed in on the subject, calling it immoral to ban sex change operations on children. What a fucking clown. Meanwhile, the UK, doctors are restricting such procedures because there is scarce and inconclusive evidence to support clinical decision making on that level. The NHS England report has even warned against social transitions, changing names, pronouns, wearing clothes associated with the opposite sex, saying that such actions are not neutral. In fact, they have significant effects on psychological functioning. 13 state attorney general in the U.S. sent a letter to Garland as well, warning him not to follow the recommendations of the AAP, AMA, and the CHA. No doubt that medical associations object to the characterizations of double mastectomies for minors and mutilation, or cutting the healthy breasts off teenage girls, or lopping Johnny's balls off, or hormonal treatments and chemical castration, the Attorney General wrote. As Attorney General pointed out, the UK is not the only country finding significant issue with affirming, quote-unquote, gender transitions. Sweden's National Board of Health and Welfare, Finland's Council for Choices and Healthcare, recommends strict limitations on the use of hormone treatments for children. Finland's council also strongly recommends any kind of surgical intervention. Wow. Sweden and Finland, weren't they on the cusp in regards to saying no to COVID because they knew what was up? Further, France's National Academy of Medicine cautions against such medical interventions for minors and points to epidemic-like increases of gender dysphoria cases among children. Yes, because sadly, it's becoming a trend. One might expect a bit more intellectual humility from the U.S. medical organizations when they address life-altering, irreversible procedures they are championing as the cure de jour for pediatric gender dysphoria. They continue before comparing the modern medical fantasism about gender treatments and the eugenics movement and the use of lobotomies. Goldfarb told Breitbart News that the NHS determination is a wise and humane approach, in contrast with the radical approach of gender-affirming care, i.e. child mutilation, now supported by the current U.S. administration and a variety of U.S. medical societies. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk that Great Britain, National Health Service, that basically oversees all medical procedures in the entire country of Great Britain, would actually be the voice of reason, the voice of common sense, using facts. Fuck your pronouns, fuck your feelings. This is about doing what's right and what's wrong. What's right is psychological and psychiatric counseling. What's wrong is hormones and surgical procedures for Susie and little Johnny. Amen. Amen to that. And I pray that filters over here into the U.S. and that states, yes, we've seen situations in Vanderbilt and Boston get creamed, get wrecked over social media because of how they are destroying children's lives. Matt Walsh has been one of the guys on the front lines charging in, and God bless him for it. But there needs to be more. There needs to be more people in every state around the entire country to tell Dementia Boy to stop doing this and leave our children alone. I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.